What is going on YouTube? TTM Sportnut here. This is not a TTM video. Tomorrow there will be a TTM video uploaded for you guys. But this is merely a pre-NFL draft video. I'm going to give you guys my mock draft through picks 1 through 28. I did this all last night. I'm really happy actually with what I came up with. I thought it's all solid picks, and I'm already getting ready for my Pittsburgh Steelers, baby. Cannot wait. I have been having baseball games all week, guys. So I'm exhausted. For one, I'm exhausted. It's just been a rough week. Baseball team's not doing too well, but we're a young team. So anyway, let's get back to the why I'm doing this video. So I made my whole draft. This is just my opinion on all these. I'll give you the reason for every pick and why. You all will understand after I'm done with this. But Indians are winning 2-1, I think, at the moment. So go Tribe. So, let's get started. The number 1 overall pick in the NFL draft is defensive end Jadeveon Clowney from South Carolina. Listen, guys, best athlete in the draft, best player in the draft, once-in-a-lifetime player, freak athlete. You're stupid if you pass up on him. There's no one else. I mean, that's just ridiculous, the Texans' defense. When they had him and J.J. Watt, I mean, that and Brian Cushing, Brooks Reed, I mean, I thought their defense was pretty good last year. Wait till this year. I mean, that's just ridiculous. So, Cletus, your team would be in great shape if you guys drafted Jadeveon Clowney because he's a beast. Number 2 overall pick in the NFL draft, the St. Louis Rams select Sammy Watkins, wide receiver from Clemson. Guys, Sam Bradford needs someone to throw it to other than Tavon Austin. I think they're going to give Sam Bradford one more shot this year, and they're going to get him a tackle, which I'll tell you later on this round. And also, they need a dynamic receiver to go with Tavon Austin. They have Sammy Watkins and him. Oh, they're stupid if they don't take him. So, that's my pick. The 3rd pick, the Jacksonville Jaguars selects Buffalo linebacker Khalil Mack. Khalil Mack, I'm an Ohio State Buckeye fan, so I saw his game against Ohio State, the first game of the year, I think it was, and that was just ridiculous. What an athlete. What a freak of nature that was. I mean, if the Texans aren't going to take Clowney, they're going to take Mack. So, and Jaguars, they could use some help on defense. I know their offense is struggling a lot. They could use a quarterback, but Chad Henne, I think, would be fine there at the moment. They'll probably get a quarterback next year. And UCLA guy, Nick Hundley, I think his name is, or the Oregon quarterback. So I think they're fine there. They go linebacker. That's a success for them. The Browns. I hate the Browns. I really don't want the Browns to take Watkins. That's why I had him go 2. But I think the Browns are going to get a solid pick right here. They're going to take offensive tackle from Auburn, Greg Robinson. I hate to say it, but him and Joe Thomas are probably, that would be a great combo at tackle right there. So they need help on the offensive line to protect Brian Hoyer. I don't think Manziel is what they need. They don't need a quarterback, I don't think, because Hoyer, I think, is pretty good. So, unfortunately. Next, my Raiders. I just mentioned his name. With the 5th overall pick, we're getting Texas A&M quarterback Johnny Football Manziel. He is the perfect Raiders quarterback. They give Schaub 1 or 2 years. I liked Schaub when he was with the Texans. They give him 1 or 2 years, and they put Johnny Football up there. He'll be perfect. He's a Raiders quarterback. He likes to run his mouth. He plays dirty. I love it. He's full of energy. That's Raiders football right there. Energy, attitude, and the drive to win. And I think that, honestly, the Raiders this year, they are a deadly team. I mean, I think they just have so much potential this year, and I think drafting Manziel would help them a lot. At number 6, the Falcons, they take Taylor Lewan. They need Matt Ryan is not going to stay healthy all year long if that's the line he has to deal with. They need someone to protect his backside, and Lewan is a perfect fit for them. And I think that's where they're going to go. He might have had the drug problem, but he'll be A-okay. Number 7, the Buccaneers. This is no question. They're going to take Mike Evans. Mike Evans will not go past number 7 because that is the type of player the Buccaneers need. They need someone to go at Vincent Jackson, a freak of nature wide receiver. I mean, honestly, I like Evans more than Watkins myself because he's got height, he runs just as fast, and I think he's just a great overall player. So that's where I stand on that. At number 8, the Vikings. They need help defensively. They lost Jared Allen. They really need help on defense. I know they need a quarterback, but Matt Castle, I think, will be fine for this year. They could probably get a quarterback next year if they do horrible. So I think they're going to get defense attack from Pittsburgh, Aaron Donald. I've seen the guy's tape. He's ridiculous. Once again, another freak of nature. This defense draft is ridiculous because so many great players on it, and it's overwhelming. I'll tell you what. Number 9, the Bills. They're going to take Eric Ebron, the North Carolina tight end. He's a solid tight end. I've seen tape. He can catch. He's like an Aaron Hernandez. Hopefully he doesn't kill anybody. Okay, I'll rephrase that. He's more of a Rob Gronkowski. Hopefully he stays healthy. But he's not a great blocker. I know that. But he's very good. He can catch very well, and he'd be very good because I can't remember the last time the Bills had a pretty good tight end. That's my opinion. So that'll help them a lot there. At number 10, the Lions are going to take cornerback Justin Gilbert. I will tell you what. The only thing that separates Gilbert and Darqueze Dennard is that Gilbert's a tad faster. And I think either one would be a good pick for them. But Gilbert, I think, is more of a fit for the Lions. He definitely helped that defense out a lot, and that's where they need their help is on defense. So there's that. Number 11, the Titans. They lost Altron Werner this season in the offseason, so they need to replace him. I think, honestly, they need to go safety, so I have them taking Clinton Dix because I can't even name you their safety right now. Chris Hope. I don't even know if Chris Hope's still with them anymore. I mean, he was an ex-Steeler, so I know who Chris Hope is, which he was a very solid safety, but I think he's getting up there in age, and I think they could really use a really good safety down in Tennessee, in the Tennessee Valley. At number 12, the Giants. They need someone to clog the gaps. They need a big-time linebacker, and I think C.J. Mosley is the perfect pick for them from Alabama. Some health concerns, but I think he's a pretty solid linebacker, and I think he'd help that team a lot. The Rams, again, I mentioned this earlier. They're going to go offensive tackle right here. They worked him out when they worked out Evans and Manziel, but they're taking offensive tackle from Texas A&M, Jake Matthews. Jake Matthews is a great tackle, and he's definitely going to help Bradford out for pass protection and run protection for whoever their running back is now since Steven Jackson left. I can't even tell you. But, Jake Matthews I think is a good fit for them, and I think he would be more than happy to play for Jeff Fisher and the St. Louis Rams. So there's that. Number 14, for the Bears, they will select. Unfortunately, I'd like to see the Steelers take this guy, but I think he's going to go to the Bears. Odell Beckham Jr. out of LSU, wide receiver. Great athlete, great overall wide receiver. Jay Cutler needs help. Sorry, I just got a text on my phone. I just lost my train of thought. Odell Beckham Jr., right. I think he could be a very good wide receiver, and I find that he has so much talent that he could be a very, very good wide receiver coming out of LSU. So LSU is very good with their products at wide receiver, so I'm really happy to see them. I'd be really happy to see him go to the Bears. to give Jay Cutler someone to throw to, because obviously he needs it. I mean, Brandon Marshall can't be the only person. So, next, number 15, the Pittsburgh Steelers. I mentioned this guy earlier with the Lions. The Steelers need a shutdown corner. I think this guy I think he's better than Gilbert, honestly, in my opinion. But I'd love to see the Steelers take this guy. Darqueze Dennard, Michigan State cornerback. He is a big, talented corner, and I think he'll help this defense with him and Ike Taylor. He will actually be a corner that will do something. The Steelers are going to take a corner no matter what, pretty much, I think. They're either going to take Roby, Dennard, Gilbert if he's there, Kyle Fuller, which I'm fine with all of them, or Jason Verrett, which you'll see him later in my video. But I think this team has so much promise, the Steelers do, and I think if they take someone with the quality of Darqueze Dennard, he's a Pro Bowler right there. I think that's a Pro Bowler right there. Better than D. Milner, who went 6th overall, I think, last year. So I think this draft is very deep, and I think it's very good. So, number 16, the Cowboys. They'll take Calvin Pryor. I have to agree with Mel Kiper on this one. Safety / corner from Louisville. Solid player. I think he'd be a big boost on the defense for the Cowboys. And them losing DeMarcus Ware, they need everything they can get because DeMarcus Ware is a huge part of the defense. So, next, the Baltimore Ravens. This is a key pick for them, I think. I think they're going to go offensive tackle, and they're going to get Notre Dame offensive tackle Zach Martin. Now, Mel Kiper has him going to the Steelers, which I find that preposterous. If they take out linemen, they just ruined that draft. So, this is why I think he's going to go to the Ravens, because they just lost Michael Orr this year to the Tennessee Titans. They need a replacement for Michael Orr, and I think that'd be a great replacement. I think that's an upgrade, if anything, to Michael Orr. Yes, he has a great story, but Zach Martin, I've seen that guy in action, and he's pretty dang good. So, that's that. Number 18, the Jets. We got 10 more picks. Brandon Cooks, Oregon State wide receiver. This guy's ridiculous. He's a freak of nature. This wide receiver class is so deep, along with the tackles, along with the quarterbacks, defensive players, wide receiver. It's just ridiculous this year. This draft is probably one of the deepest drafts I have ever witnessed myself, being a football fan. My almost 17 years of existence. Next, the Dolphins. The Dolphins could use some help at wide receiver. Tannehill needs someone to throw to, other than Brian Hartline. So they're probably going to take Florida State product, Kelvin Benjamin. Great wide receiver. He had a great game in the BCS championship game with famous Jameis Winston. Don't have any second guesses about this pick because they need this guy. He's a big-time player, and I think he'll help that team a lot. At number 20, the Cardinals. They're going to take Derek Carr. Carson Palmer's not going to be there forever. So the Fresno State quarterback, Derek Carr, needs to step in there after next season probably, and or this year coming up, and be the stud for them because I think he has lots of promise. But I think he'll be way better than his brother, which David Carr was just a train wreck. So now we're at 21. 21 I have for the Packers. The Packers taking Marquise Lee. We saw what happened when the Packers lost Brandon Jennings. They did not look too well. Greg Jennings, my bad. Greg Jennings. When they lost Greg Jennings, they needed someone like Marquise Lee from USC, wide receiver, to replace him, be a great fit there, and I can see a lot of promise with him. At number 22, the Philadelphia Eagles. I see them going defense. Their offense, I think, is just fine. I think once they get Nick Foles just gets another year under his belt, he'll be just fine. Then you go defense that needs help. Anthony Barr, UCLA, outside linebacker. He has dropped tremendously in this draft. I remember seeing him in top 10 possibly in the beginning of this draft preview of this year. But I think he'll be a great pick at number 22 for the Eagles, and I know they like him. So do the Steelers, but I don't think the Steelers should take him because I don't think outside linebacker is a main point of interest they need to cover. Number 23, the Chiefs. I like this corner myself, but Kyle Fuller, they need someone on defense to help them. That defense gets hurt way too much. Lamar Houston, I think that's the Houston. There's so many Houstons. Houston, Tom Bahali, they need pass coverage. Eric Berry can't do it himself, so I think they'll take Kyle Fuller there from Virginia Tech, corner. On number 24, this is I think would be a very smart pick for my AFC North rivals, and the Bengals. I have them. I've noticed that there hasn't been another quarterback taken other than Johnny Manziel. Who is it? You see a Central Florida quarterback, Blake Bortles, gets drafted with the 24th overall pick by the Cincinnati Bengals. I'll tell you this why. Because I am sick and tired of people saying that Andy Dalton has screwed the Bengals for the last couple years, and I find that very bad for them. Well, I like it, of course, but the Bengals, they just need to suck it up and say that was a horrible draft pick. I'm not saying he's a bad quarterback, because he'd be a great backup, trust me. But if you put him against Bortles will beat him out any day. So I think that would be a good pick for them. Number 25, I only did 28, guys, so bear with me. I don't want this video to be over like 18 minutes, which is already at 16 minutes. So this is going to be fun to download tonight. It might take a long, long time. So, number 25, the Chargers. I think they're going to take Morgan Moses from Virginia, offensive tackle. They need some help with Phillip Rivers staying healthy, Ryan Matthews staying healthy. I think that would be a great fit for the Chargers. Number 26, the Browns. I think they need another corner, honestly. I think they lacked that last year. They have Joe Hayden, but I think they need another corner after Sheldon Brown left, and he didn't even do that good as last year. But I think they're going to take TCU product, Jason Verrett. Jason Verrett is a very good player. Honestly, I'm sad to say this, but I don't think Bradley Roby will go first round. I don't think so. But he will be a very low second round pick. So he'll be top 5, probably second round. So you got that. The 27, we have 2 more left, guys. Bear with me. Saints will take defensive end for Missouri, Coney Ely, I think his name is. I've seen this guy on tape. He's a freak. The Saints and him and Cameron Jordan, that's almost as good as Jadeveon Clowney and J.J. Watt, honestly. That is a very underrated player in Coney Ely, and I can't wait to see him enter the NFL because he's a very good defensive end, and he'll be great in the NFL, I think, even with the Saints defense. Last, the Panthers. I cut off with the Panthers because I actually would very like to see what the Panthers get, and I think the Panthers, they need to address the wide receiver position because they lost Steve Smith to the Raiders. I can't believe they let him go, but I think they'll go wide receiver. So at the last pick of my mock draft, the Carolina Panthers will go with a wide receiver from the University of Indiana, Cody Latimer. Cody Latimer is great. I've told you guys this. All these wide receivers have top 10 pick qualities. They just need little tweaks in their game. And these guys, it's like the second round receivers, the second tier receivers. If they get a couple tweaks, they could be first round receivers. So I think this draft class is ridiculous. I love it. The Steelers, as long as they not take a lineman, I am happy with whoever they pick. The Raiders, as long as they don't take a lineman, I'm happy with whoever they pick. So, even if it's Johnny Manziel, which I'm not a huge fan of, because I think he's just a distraction, but I find this a very good pick for them. Alright guys, I'm over 18 minutes. Thanks YouTube for watching. I will come back tomorrow with a shorter video for my TTMs this week, and hopefully I get some good stuff in tomorrow. So, thanks YouTube, peace, and good luck to your teams in the draft tomorrow night. Have fun.